to another episode. Today we are reacting to Tyrese because he has gone viral again. This time for what happened in his marriage, or should I say, what's going on in his divorce. Now, did he really think that this was about romance? I know he's made a lot of songs about romance. One of my favorites in particular, "Cause I was falling in love with you." All right, I know I can't sing, but I gotta ask you guys this question before we get into this clip. Was this business or was this romance? Let's go ahead. Let's check him out.
I left the courtroom during my divorce trial, and I realized that it was never love, it was just a transaction. Wow, so we did a whole marriage and did the whole duration of a child and starting a family just to find out that it was all about money, status, transaction. That is the most painful shit you could ever imagine. That is the most painful. It's something that most of y'all will never be able to understand or relate to. Imagine me being the only actor in a relationship to then realize that I was in a relationship for 5 years with one of the best actors I've ever met in my fucking life.
He is bitter and hurt, and I know bitter and hurt because I've been here before. Now, based on his words, he said never love. This was always transactional. And I know this is a really hard pill to swallow, pause, but it sounds like he's being introduced into the world of business. I know this is hard for him to deal with because he thought she was going to love him for who he was. They did the whole marriage, had a child, and now he's in divorce court fighting with the judge or debating with the judge and the attorneys to see how much he's going to have to continuously pay this woman that he's no longer with. And, you know, I understood exactly where Tyrese was coming from. Hell, I agreed with him for the majority of what he said until he said people can't relate. Then I said, well, he must think that this divorce industry and this child support industry is just a one-off. Maybe he thinks he's the only guy going through this when he's not. The lead attorney, he said he was in business for 20 years. So if he was in business for 20 years, the lead attorney is from a completely different state. So that lets you know this is big business. And that woman was looking for a sucker and she found the biggest one. And I can only call him a sucker because I've been in that situation before, except I don't have Tyrese money. I might as well say I was broke because I just learned about retirement accounts, stock portfolios, owning real estate, credit, everything that makes your finances what they are. So for Tyrese to think that he's the only one going through this, sad to say, but you're not. You're just another case. Now, I do agree when he said that this was the best actor that he's actually met in his life. Now, the reason why she's an actor is because women have game. They're going to tell you exactly what you need to hear, especially when you're the big fish. Because now she understands that she's actually fighting for that survival or security. Meaning, once she gets you and you do everything that she needs for you to do, have a baby with her, give her that ring, sign your name on that contract. Now she knows her survival is set, meaning she does not have to work one day in her life. And I know he is mad, bitter, hurt, angry, frustrated, pissed off. I know he is almost every negative word in the dictionary that you can come with to describe this situation because this sucks. Now, what I can say is his bounce back, his recovery should be a lot easier because he's going to stay busy. I mean, Fast and Furious, they're going to keep him busy along with the music stuff if he's still doing that. This situation sucks for him to have to be forking over a boatload of money to this woman every single month. And this is a woman that he's no longer with. So I know that really stings. But the Fast and Furious is going to keep him paid. It's going to keep him rich. for all of us other guys who don't relate to what Tyrese is saying, when we really just don't relate to the money, meaning we haven't done 10 Fast and the Furious movies. This is where I tell men to reinvent yourself, adapt, and then enjoy the hookup culture. Because when you choose a woman and you felt like you just had the one and she was the one that just made you feel all special inside, and then she pulls the rug off from under you, you do have to recover and reinvent yourself. But if you're not Tyrese, now you really have to go make some money. You really have to figure out what you're passionate about in life, because if you don't do that, you will be sad and depressed and unable to recover. Here on this channel, we're going to continuously talk about reinventing yourself, because this woman found her a sucker, and I mean, he was singing songs about romance, so he definitely believed in it. But I have a question for you guys. Does Tyrese have a good reason to be bitter, angry, and hurt? Comment under this video. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.